Hello everybody, welcome to part 3 of the Man United Rebuild Challenge, where we are only signing players with determination, teamwork and work rate over 13, and it's season 2, so let's dive into it. And what a place to start, the Community Shield, everyone's favourite trophy. We, as the FA Cup winners, took on league winners Liverpool from the previous season, and we went 1-0 up, which was very, very nice. And then we went 2-0 up, which was even nicer, with Højlund heading in at the back post. Liverpool got one back from a corner as Kanate, took advantage of the near post corners, fired it in past Andre Onana, but both teams playing their strongest lineups, and it was a good game, but we ran out winners, and it was a poked home finish from Rashford that gave us a 3-1 win, and gave me good feelings about this season. We lifted the Community Shield with Andre Onana as captain, which we'll get on to in just a second. But yeah, 3-1 over Liverpool at Wembley, lovely stuff. But obviously there was a summer transfer window and lots of business happened. First out the door, Scott McTominay joined Juventus permanently after his loan deal for £17.5 million, which is a shame. He'd probably fit in quite well with what we're trying to do at the club. Christian Eriksen left. He went and earned £600,000 a week, not bad as a 32-year-old, joining Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia. We'll miss him, but he hasn't played too much. Amad Diallo then left as well. The right winger returned to Atalanta. They've made quite a tidy bit of business actually. Sold him for a hell of a lot of money to United and bought him back for pretty much pittance. But Bruno Fernandes, captain fantastic, really good, has left. He has gone to Al Hilal. He is pocketing £1.3 million a week. But when you get an offer of £170 million, you sort of have to accept it. Straight cash, no messing. That went straight into our bank account. And, well, it broke a lot of records, as you would imagine. It was the largest fee Man United have received since selling Cristiano Ronaldo to Real Madrid. And it broke the largest national record transfer fee ever since Philippe Coutinho moved to Liverpool. So we invested that money back into players for the club, and we first picked up James Ward-Prowse, one of my favourite players, JWP, £40 million. We signed him from recently relegated West Ham. He brings with him determination 17, teamwork 17, work rate 19, and his ability from set pieces and his passing ability will be really, really good. Next up, we signed wonder kid Giorgio Scalvini, £60 million from Atalanta. As a centre-back, he's 6'4", determination 16, teamwork 16, work rate 16, but also tackling 16, concentration 16, and anticipation 18 means he is brilliant. Ivan Toney joined for £48 million from Brentford for competition with Rashford and Højlund up front. He is superb as well. Determination 16, teamwork 15, work rate 15, finishing 16, composure 15. He is going to be dangerous for us in and around the box. Next up, we signed Inter's backup goalkeeper Inio Radu for £1 million. And it's really hard to find goalkeepers that have teamwork, work rate and determination over 13, but he's one of them. We then had 3 people in the top division young player odds as well. Scalvini, Garnacho and Højlund making our names pretty well known in that list. Because we signed Ivan Toney, Joe Hugo left the club on loan to Watford. Diving into the season, we started our league campaign with a game against Sheffield United, and that game was only ever going to go one way. Rashford put it 1-0 to United early on in the game. Luke Shaw came forward, found Dewsbury Hall, got on the loose ball, put a cross in, and at the back post was Rasmus Højlund to head home. 2-0 United. Rasmus Højlund then ran down the right-hand side. Was going to look to be provider, but laid it off to Mason Mount. James Ward-Prowse, on his debut from the edge of the box, made it 3. But we weren't done there. Luke Shaw ran forward down the left-hand side. Dewsbury Hall found Rashford. He cut into the box and poked home past the keeper. 4-0. Sheffield United then came on the attack and thought they'd spoil our party a little bit, not giving clean sheet bonuses out to anyone. Tom Davies fired past Onana to make it 4-1. But all that did was anger us. Gedson Fernandes came forward. He squared it out to Diego Dalot. He had a shot that was wildly deflected past the keeper. And Man United started the league campaign with a 5-1 win in a game that we absolutely dominated. Next up though in the month was Arsenal, and this game didn't quite go to plan. Mason Mount was through on goal and put us 1-0 up off the inside of the post. A lovely finish from the boy signed from Chelsea. But all that did was seem to anger Arsenal in the second half. Martinelli ran forward, cut it back to Odegaard. He then got a second goal with probably one of the best touches and finishes I've ever seen in Football Manager. We cleared the ball away, Rice knocked it down, one little touch for a volley, and Odegaard fired past Andre Onana from quite some distance, and then Saka wrapped up the win with a 3-1 win for Arsenal. And They probably deserved it, to be honest. But next up, we faced another London team. It was Chelsea. Chelsea came to Old Trafford, and although they took an early lead through Nkunku, we actually dominated this game quite easily. Luke Shaw ran down the left-hand side. He found Rashford. In it went to Højlund, and that was 1-1. He doesn't miss those sort of chances. And as I said, Chelsea hangered us. Mount got on the end of a loose header. He laid it out to Fresneda, and he got his first goal of the season with a rocket of an effort past Sanchez in goal. And then just to rub salt in the wound, it was 3-1 before they knew what was happening. It came through, crossed in, Rashford picked up on the loose ball and poked it home. They did get a second goal, Chelsea. It was that man, Romelu Lukaku, against his former club, tapping in from close range. But we weren't having that. We wanted the last goal of the game. Luke Shaw ran down the left-hand side. He got to the byline, swung it across, and Ivan Toney was there to head home. And in a game that we played very well in, with pretty even XG chances, we came out 4-2 winners, which was lovely. Next up then, we were at home to Leeds United, the cross-Pennine rivals, and Rashford put us in front very early on. That goal was checked by VAR, but given. Ward-Prowse crossed in a corner, Scalvini kept the ball alive, he found Mason Mount to score a wonderful curling effort from the edge of the box, and we were absolutely relentless in this game, not letting Leeds off the hook, as Ivan Toney used his pace and acceleration and that finishing and composure to fire past Meslier to make it 3-0. We won a header, kept the ball alive. Ward-Prowse picked up Mason Mount, he got a second of the game, firing past Meslier as well. 4-0. Again, not done there. We carried on attacking as Diego Dalot ran down the left-hand side, squared it for Rashford. He got his first of the game for a nice, easy tap-in. We did clear the ball in the second half. It was picked up by Woba, who went on a really good run and scored a nice left-footed effort. We'll give them a bit of credit. But all that did was anger us. Marcus Rashford didn't fancy, again, not having the last goal of the game. It's something we like to do. Rashford was slipped in by Ward-Prowse, and that was absolutely outstanding. 6-1, and Daniel James got booked on his return to Old Trafford as well. We dominated that game. Next up, we took on Man City, and corner routines seemed to be doing us well. Scalvini pounced on an Ederson error as he misjudged the flight of a ball, and then Nico Schlotterbeck thought, absolutely sod this, I'm going to go on my own and fire it past Ederson. 2-0. Next up, we broke down the right-hand side with Jakic, who had drifted out to the right-hand side. He put a cross in, and it was headed in by Alejandro Garnacho at the back post. 3-0 United. James Ward-Prowse's free kick was cleared by Ederson, but we kept the ball alive, and his second cross found Toney. Lovely header at the back post. 4-0 United. Man City did come forward and got a goal through Mateus Nunes, just lurking in the middle of the pitch. It fell through to him, or middle of the goal. It fell through to him. He made it 4-1, but not to be outdone by what Man City did to us in years gone by. 5-1 with Garnacho getting his second of the game, and a truly wonderful performance from the red half. Rafinha got sent off late on, but it didn't really affect the outcome of the game. And then ending the first half of the season as we went into January, it was a home game against Brentford. Rasmus Højlund fired home to make it 1-0. Good defensive work from Jared Bowen then saw Brentford mess up, and Rashford gave Højlund the easiest finish of his life. 2-0 to United in that one. We then quickly made it through. Diego Dalot playing on the left-hand side through Luke Shaw's injury. He put the ball in, and Rashford poked home at the near post to make it 3. And again, we weren't done there. Hannibal getting a run out, laid it back to Ward-Prowse, out to David Carmo. Dalot runs forward and he fires past David Raya in goal to make it 4. And Diego Dalot is really proving to be one hell of a player for this Man United team. Out it went to the right-hand side. Da Silva crossed it in, and Sade was there to get a consolation goal for Brentford, making it 4-1. But a really good performance, and that leaves us third in the league, 3 points off Arsenal at the January stage with a game in hand. We have Marcus Rashford third in the goals ranking, and Dewsbury Hall joint second in the assists ranking as well. So all in all, a good first half of the season. Except for the FA Cup, we won't talk about that. 4th round, knocked out by Man City. These, however, are the players that we inherited in the squad that don't fit the criteria. Do we sell them? Do we keep them? Let me know down below. Have a pause, read the names, and tell me what you think. But that is the end of part 3. We'll see you for part 4.